going on, brother?
What up, killer? I'm pulling a Chad Ocho Cinco on you today, man. I gotta wear my sunglasses, dog.
Lord, that means I gotta be Uncle Shay. I don't know if I want to be that.
Man, hey, your boy tired, eyes red. I can't let the people see me like this, man.
Hey, nah, I understand, brother. Good gracious. I mean, you are on the absolute tear, but we're gonna get into that. But first and foremost, thank everybody for tuning in. We have been receiving a overwhelming amount of people telling us like, "Hey, we love your podcast. Keep doing what y'all doing. Keep putting stuff out there. We love to watch it during cardio." So for everybody who do watch, we want to first and foremost thank you guys at the beginning of this episode. Also, y'all know we always like to shout out our sponsor, Chula Wear. Head over there, grab your Chula Wear, your shorts, your sandals, your trunks, your shirts, whatever you can think of. Put in that code Carolina Muscle. Add a little bit more money into his pocket because he winning all the checks, or eShell 10. And I might need some of it too heading out soon. But man, let's get into it, man. We're gonna talk about we're gonna get back to our roots. I think that's what we've been missing out on a lot of these episodes. But first and foremost, I want to congratulate you on another what they say, like a Mortal Kombat flawless victory at the Arizona Scorcher, man. Like you have been silently sneaking up and taking out everybody who stands in your way. So, can you tell us a little bit about the Arizona Scorcher this past week?
Hot. The name fits appropriately. The Scorcher. It was hot, man. I actually went down to Arizona on Thursday just to give my body time to adjust with the time change and everything. But the moment I stepped off the plane, it was hot. As far as Friday, the check-ins was smooth, man. The athletes was there and ready to get things going. Yvette had a great team around her, for sure. Saturday, leading up into the show, going to the venue was very nice. The stage was nice too. I actually didn't see the stage, all the details. I didn't see the details for the stage until I seen the pictures. So she set up the stage nicely, man. That was real dope. Backstage, she had the room split up. You had pro men in one room, and then you had like the amateur men in another room. So that was dope. We didn't have to, mingle with each other or whatnot. Not saying we didn't want to, but we had our own space. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was dope. Bro, I cannot make this shit up. When I got to the venue, the love and support that we received from this show was amazing. I had people coming, "Hey, man, we love to watch you guys. I follow you. We follow you, man." So just the love that we received in Arizona alone, I have never experienced anything like that. So I know we a previous episode, we talked about who was the best when it came to bodybuilding, but I would say by far the most love that I received and that we received was out in Arizona, bro. It was super dope. So we appreciate all you guys that do follow us. The people that did come up to me and say y'all love the show, bro. It was women and the men, bro. So it just wasn't men coming up. It was women too. "Hey, we watched the show. Thank you." So that was super dope, dog. But yeah, man, backstage was great. Yvette had donuts, cookies, everything you could imagine, whatever. Yeah, man. So it was dope.
Gotcha. So for men's, there was only 2 pro categories this year, right? Or was it 3? Did she take away bodybuilding this year?
It was 2. It was classic and men's physique.
Okay. So one thing I did see, I watched the live stream, and the live stream was great. Like it started early, so then that way you could kind of log in and check and view it out. Like I said, when I saw the stage, I was like, Jesus, like they did it really big, like the
Right.
big banners on the back. I was like, Jesus, like those things look great. The colorway, even the awards, like the ring. I like the thing that she did with giving out $100 for the best poser in each class. Like I thought that was a crazy good incentive because it makes people, want to put effort into their posing routine. And then I think even like the judging, they didn't have you on there too long. I know the men's physique class, they was on there for
watching.
I mean, too long is like, we know the longest is the Yorton. Y'all probably was on there for about a good 12, 14 minutes. That's still long.
What were you watching?
Hey man,
Once again,
you don't know when you're on stage, it feel like cardio. So when you're on stage, a cardio minute ain't a real minute. Like a cardio minute is 5 minutes.
Once again, what show were you watching? Because during Men's Physique, literally everybody was backstage, was like, "Yo, like, what?
No,
Like,
Men's
what's
Physique
going
was on
on?"
there for a long time. The overall was on there for a long time. I was talking about more so like classic. You guys probably had like 12 to 14 minutes
for a while.
Oh, we're gonna go back and see. Hey, y'all, we'll drop the timestamp of how long he was on stage. But nah, Men's Physique was super competitive. I always like watching Men's Physique because, of course, is my the category I compete in, and I love to see what talent comes out, where they go, and things of that nature.
Right.
I feel like we got a repeat guest or a repeat name, Nathan Parker. Went and right after coming off a Florida Pro win, goes and win Arizona. So he's on a tear right now. There's no telling what he does next. But major shout out to him. I know Chris, who actually won a show this year. He placed third. I'm gonna go back and research the second place guy. I got to do better at circling back and making sure I put out the full names and the people to make sure they get their just due. So when I get all of that information, I'll make sure to put it out on the Let's Talk About It page as well. But can you go over all the awards that you got? I mean, you got they gave out, I mean, not awards, but trophies, the things that you took home. Can you show us those things, or do you have those things?
Man, we got this pretty ring right here, man.
Okay.
Stellar ring. Very detailed right here. These big old medals.
Nice.
Then of course I got the OCB medal with it. And then we got jackets, but my jacket is getting sent to me because I didn't want my bag to be crowded coming back home. So my jacket is actually still out in Arizona. It's going to be sent to me. But yeah, man, let's just go back a little bit because we was talking about Men's Physique, and the finals was a battle. I just wish, and this is just me giving my own critique, I wish they would have did call outs for that, because you had 9 people on stage and they was crowded, right? So as an athlete and a spectator, I wish he would have broke it up, did like 4 and 4, did like a first call out and then a second call out, whatever you want to do, and then switch people in and out. Because I think judging 9 bodies that's crowded together, you know what I'm saying? I think that can get a bit confusing. So that's the only thing I wish they would have did for that Men's Physique overall finals. I'm not saying they didn't get it right or they got it wrong. I'm pretty sure they got it right. I think the best bodies was in the top 3, but I just wish they would have split it up so it didn't look so congested on stage, for sure.
No, let's dive into that a little bit, because I just judged at a show, which, I mean, we also, before I get into that, we spoke to Sully, who spoke on, hey, we're going to start implementing maybe a call out system this year, which I'm looking super forward to seeing how they do it. Right. I know complete opposite ends of the spectrum, and this is why I always tell people I don't mind getting experiences from different places, because I love to see how people process things and how people do things. And I know the OCB, we talked about doing call outs this year. And it'll be like maybe the first year that we may potentially move into that format. And then, the USBF at the Florida Pro, they actually had call outs. And I think when it comes down to that overall, man, like, no shade or no anything at that, we're competitors, right? So once you make it to the overall, you're the best of the best at that show. But they made a very direct statement at the USBF show and said, at the end of the day, as competitors, especially compete at the high level, you can see bodies. You kind of know where you stand in the pecking order when it comes to that. So at that point, there's no feelings hurt when you start doing call outs. Like, at the end of the day, let us see who the best 5 is, bring them out, compare them. And if you think somebody's close, bring them in, do multiple call outs, maybe up to 3 call outs, and then get your final call out. I think that process, I mean, I like how the OCB, sometimes you don't know where you place. I like that system because, I mean, it leaves everybody. I have been to shows mainly in the NPC when I used to compete in PC, where where you place at the end of prejudging. So you know what happens? People attitudes are all messed up by finals. Some people leave. Some people just go and binge eat. They don't care when they come back. So, like, us not knowing where we place in the finals, is always like they're leaving everybody like on a cliffhanger. It's at least suspenseful. But I feel like when it comes down to the call out system, like we're all pros. I think we can take the blow like, hey, I didn't come in at my best. I didn't make the top 3. I didn't make the top 5. But making sure that you get those numbers right, especially when there's money on the line, I definitely agree with you.
No, absolutely. I mean, you just made a good point about with the OCB, you never know where you're at because they don't always put number 1 in the middle. Dude, yesterday, I didn't move.
You didn't.
I did not move. And mentally, that's a mind fuck, bro. You're like, yo, like, are they overlooking me? Like, what's going on? Because I did not move not one time. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But you still got to sit there with your composure, smile, and make sure you're doing everything correctly. But mentally, I don't care what anybody says, that is a mind fuck. I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And still, that is a mind fuck when they don't move you at all.
Yeah. Well, let's get into that because, you know, we this show is built on speaking from experience and speaking from more so giving advice from our perspective of people who've been on the stage probably well over 15 times, right? So whenever you don't get moved or you feel like you're getting overlooked, I think the biggest advice I always give to my athletes is like, there's 7 judges usually if you're a pro, there's 5 judges if you're an amateur in front of you. So one of those judges are going to look at you. You know what I mean? So never lose your composure. Never lose that smile. Never like as soon as you look defeated in your face, the judges can see that. And you never know which one is looking at you. So I think even in that case, like I always tell my guys, when you get moved to the side, pose harder. Like you never know, like because like I said, they may move you out because for multiple reasons. Like I think in the OCB, I have seen so many different reasons of being moved to the outside. Sometimes you're a distraction because you're that much better than everybody. Sometimes the person that they're comparing you to just happened to be on the end. Sometimes it's for better lighting. Sometimes it's for another judge to see you. So I always tell my guys,
just that bad, they're gonna move you to the outside because you're a distraction.
So yeah, because you're just a distraction on the good guys. But I think it's one of those things where you have to stay composed, and I think it's going to sound cliche, is be a pro. Right. Like if you get moved to the outsider, wherever you get moved, it's like, hey, this is when my pro mentality kicks in. Let me pose harder. Let me make sure I'm executing. Because if I'm executing, if I'm doing everything right and I get overlooked, I just got overlooked. But I think as soon as you show or look defeated, somebody's going to step in front of you, outpose you just because you're looking down. And I always tell them, like I said, I tell my guys, pose, pose, pose. Do not stop posing until you walk off the stage.
No, absolutely. And even with me yesterday, man, my energy was low, dog. I ain't gonna lie. That 3-hour time difference, that hurt me. Like that really hurt me, bro. And I could tell like my energy was low on stage. I'm like, man, just come on, keep smiling, get through it. And it's funny because once you've been in the game long enough, you learn little things you can do so you don't get tired on stage. So something I picked up on when they're changing numbers, like if they tell number 1 and 2 to switch, I take a little break, man. Like I try to, take a little break, but the head judge got me. He was like, I need you to stay in your front, relax the whole time. I'm like, damn. All right, straighten up, dog. Let's go.
All right. Well, come on, man. Let me get it together. You ain't tired.
Right. I was like, okay. But yeah, man, if you're on the East Coast and you're going out to Arizona to compete or anywhere out west to compete, take account for the time change because like I said, that did screw me up with sleep and everything, man. I was a tired dog for sure.
Gotcha. And with that, that kind of prompted a thought that I had before the show started. Like I said, the good thing is we haven't talked before this, so all of this stuff will be, fresh off the head. And the thing is, I wanted to turn this into some advice segment right here and say, you have competed in 4 different states already this year? I think 3 different states, Georgia, Arizona, and then Greensboro,
North Carolina. Yeah.
So, when traveling, I'm going to ask some quick hitters and ask a few questions. And I mean, this is just your preference. It don't have to be, what every competitor does. But what's the first thing that comes to mind that you need to have in place when traveling to a show as a pro? or amateur?
A plan. When are you leaving? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got your food. Stay on schedule with your food. Your water is very important. I know some people when they fly, they don't like to drink water on the plane. Always drink your water. I think those are my big top 3 right there, man, for sure.
Okay.
If you are flying, you gotta know what you can and can't take on the airplane. You know what I'm saying? Because TSA will throw it. I give you a prime example. I flew out Thursday. I had my little yogurt, little cup of yogurt. That was gonna be my breakfast. Guess what? It wasn't my breakfast. TSA threw it away. So just know what you can and can't take on the airplane for sure. If you're traveling, to the West Coast and you have a coach, maintain that communication. You gotta know it's a time change. So if your coach is on the East Coast or whatever, he's 3 hours ahead. You're 3 hours behind. So maintain that communication.
Yeah. I'm about to say you took the words right out of my mouth. Have a plan was my go-to answer. And it's just because like I could tell you I'm like the worst planner when it comes to a lot of things, but when it comes to shows, like knowing every detail of when I'm going to arrive, to what time I want to attend, to what time I need to polygraph, to when I'm going to the airport, all of that stuff is planned out weeks in advance.
Bro, call me crazy, but I literally Google how far, or I map quested how far the airport is from my Airbnb, how far my Airbnb is from the check-ins, how far my Airbnb is from the venue, and how far, because right after the show, I'm going back home. So then I Google how far it is from the venue to the airport. I got all that shit written down.
Facts. And if anything, I'm staying closer to the venue than I am to the host hotel.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep.
But I think all of that's great information. But let's get into a couple quick hitters. I will answer right after you. So host hotel or Airbnb?
B&B all day, every day.
Rental car or Uber?
It all depends on the situation. Me, for example, I knew I was leaving right after this show, and I had a tight window to get to the airport, so I rented a car. I wasn't about to wait on no Lyft or Uber.
Okay, I'm closer to say. Sometimes I Uber, depending on how long I'm gonna get there. How many days out do you arrive before a show?
2. I like to leave on a Thursday, so then I have that Thursday to get my body acclimated to whatever I'm doing. Friday is usually just a chill day, making sure all the carbs are digesting right and everything else. And Saturday show day, and as I already stated, all these are business trips for me, so I don't linger around to go out and explore the city. I'm back in the air or back in my vehicle, headed back home.
And last question: East Coast or West Coast?
Come on, man. Listen, I got love for the West Coast because they showed us so much love over the weekend, and I will not forget that. So much love. But hey, I'm down here in the dirty South, man.
Hey, okay. I'm the same as that way. Airbnb, if I got a chance. I'm always going to pick an Airbnb. I like the host hotel, but when it comes to it, I just don't like all the hustle and bustle of the host hotel. Sometimes I think if I absolutely have to, but 9 times out of 10, I'd rather stay closer to the venue. So they're in 2 separate spots. I'm going to stay closer to the venue because 9 times out of 10, you only have to go to the host hotel once or twice. That's if you're getting tanned by the tanning company sponsored by the show. What was the second one? Rent a car or Uber. I'm definitely probably renting a car if I'm there for 3 days, just because I took the Uber route a couple of times, but driving back and forth to the gym, I know that's a necessity for me if I show up 2 days before. Right. So usually I'll get a rental car just so I'm not really having to wait. And then that's super important to me. And then what was the last one? Oh, yeah, East Coast, man. Just because I know, like I said, those shows, I definitely want to go back out to the West Coast for a show. I don't know which one yet, but I'm definitely going to go back out. But, East Coast, North Carolina. I do have one more question for you. This will slip my mind.
Oh, go ahead.
You got something?
Nah, go ahead.
All right.
I do after this.
When taking food to a show that you travel for, are you since we both agreed on Airbnb, are you a prep before and take with me type of guy, or are you a hey, I'll pick it up when I get there type of guy? Or if you're a
So that's the whole
combination
point
of
of
the
me
two,
getting a
how do you do it?
B&B. So when I'm traveling on Thursday, I have my food that I'm gonna eat with me for that day if I leave on a Thursday. Then Thursday evening when I get there, I'll go and buy my stuff that I'm gonna cook for Friday. But if I'm staying in a hotel, then of course I'm already gonna have all my meals prepared, Thursday into showtime Saturday. And one of the reasons I like getting the B&B because things can change, man. Like that Friday night, your coach may see you and he may think you need more carbs in you. So I think it's easier just to be able to cook up something right there. If you're in a hotel, like what can you really do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I'm the same way. I think with me, even on that same topic, is like I like hotels, but then sometimes I know I've been in a couple instances where I had to walk all the way downstairs for a microwave, and I'm not really trying to do that. So that's why the Airbnb comes in handy. But I think the one thing for me is I'll always prep all my proteins because, of course, that's the easiest thing to carry with me. So Ziploc bag it, take enough protein with me for the weekend. I may have a carb source. Like I usually take like my go-to carb sources are rice, cream of rice, because I could just take the powder with me and mix it up, or cream of wheat, take that with me. And then, of course, if I need any fruit or any like necessities when I get there, I can always go pick that up from the store, which is why I want an Airbnb, which is why I also want a rental car stuff. I had to go to the grocery store. I could get all that stuff. Also, as soon as I touch down, I'm going to buy some gallons of water anyway. So I need that rental car and that Airbnb.
Pro tip right here. If you're traveling and you want to take your food with you beforehand, easy way to do it. Cook it, put it in freezer bags, freeze it the night before, and then take it with you the next day. It's going to stay frozen if you're traveling on a plane for that, length of time. So you don't have to worry about it going bad. Pro tip for you, I won't charge y'all for that, all right? But we said that we were going to get better at covering some of the women categories, so we can't leave them out. They had pro figure, pro wellness, and pro bikini. I do not know who won all these categories, but we will find out for you guys. I know Jamie won pro wellness. Larissa was there from Rare Breed. I met this nice woman coming out of check-ins Friday, and she said that she followed me or whatever. I think she placed in the top 3, so shout out to her. And then shout out to Fanny Caba. She got her pro card, Wellness Pro, I think Masters, but she wanted to earn her Open pro card and figure, and she actually done that at the show at the Scorcher. So shout out to her. I know she's been chasing that for a long time. But yeah, man, overall great show. I highly recommend the Scorcher to anybody that want to do that show. It's up there on my list for sure.
Okay, up there on your list. Okay, you done bumped up a couple spots, but I'm kind of glad that we got back to trying to give more so infotainment. You know what I mean? More so of like advice. So if you guys skipped over or didn't hear all those travel tips, I definitely recommend you guys check those out. Like we said, there's nothing wrong with the host hotel. It's actually really convenient, especially if you're getting tanned. It's just not our preference because usually we're traveling with coaches. Usually we're traveling with people. So therefore we get
like
Airbnb.
My space and privacy, man. Like I don't want to be walking down to get in my car and then everybody's looking at I'm good, bro. Like I like to be away. My own little piece.
You don't want to run into the ops. That's all that is. You don't want the ops to see.
Man. Hey, somebody might try to take me out, bro.
But I think this is a good closing point. So once again, everybody, like we said, I've been to a few shows this year, and a lot of people have said, "Hey, man, we follow your podcast. We really appreciate you guys. It's really entertaining." Like Jamal just said, he had a lot of people come up to him this weekend. So we're gonna keep trying to bring you guys episodes. Keep trying to give you guys fresh, authentic ideas and content. But until next time, peace.